world over in the different countries, in the different continents, in the different time zones, wherever you are. Somewhere it's early morning, somewhere it's afternoon, somewhere it's evening, and somewhere it's going to be good night. So, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are world over, we extend you a very hearty welcome. What a pleasure to have the entire global fraternity today for this very special program, ladies and gentlemen. We extend you a very warm welcome. And today is going to be a historic day because world belongs to youth. The future belongs to youth. And we are going to extend a hearty welcome to a young boy who's from the northeast part of India. What a beautiful region. When I look back initially in my young days, when I got into the Indian Army, when I got the commission, and when I just put on the uniform, the fragrance is still fresh with me of that particular place, right starting from Tripura, Manipur, Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Sikkim, Mizoram. All the places are so beautiful. 8 states, 8 beautiful, and Honorable Prime Minister of India calls it a Ashtalakshmi. And this Ashtalakshmi is a wonderful soil, wonderful place, wonderful people, their art, their craft, their cuisine, their culture, their dances, their music, their living, their lifestyle. It's so beautiful on this planet, ladies and gentlemen. I love Northeast, and I have already prayed to the Almighty. Next birth, I should be born in the Northeast part of India. It's a beautiful place, beautiful people. So this evening, ladies and gentlemen, let me share a couple of slides. This particular program, what we are doing right from the 25th of March, it's a making education relevant. It's a global confluence of intellectuals. Every day you get a lot of technocrats, educators, vice chancellors, directors, principals, and all the stakeholders, those are directly or indirectly associated with the education system. Today, we have got altogether a different interaction, and this special session goes down to the history because here I have got a young boy who's a future, who's inspiration for many young boys and girls world over, because here is a boy, young boy from the northeast part of India, and his name is Philem Rohan Singh, who is the inspiration for the global youth. And he traveled 2,800 kilometers from Delhi to Imphal. Imphal is the capital of Manipur, one of the most prestigious states when we talk about the entire northeast part of India. Ladies and gentlemen, today in this special program, because the Honorable Prime Minister has given the clearance to the new education policy on 29th of July, our focus is going to be on the youth, and our focus is going to be on the sports. And when he took this particular journey, what was the inspiration behind? What this person wanted to think and convey the message to the whole world? We will listen from him. Youth are for the change. Youth are tomorrow. Youth is today. Youth is power. We are going to have this youth and we'll listen to him. International Chamber for Service Industry, our chamber, since 1994, when we are getting the global non-resident Indians and the Indian diaspora world over, wherever they are, there are 30 million non-resident Indians today world over in the different continents, in the different countries. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud of them because they are doing remarkable proud to our country. This particular series during pandemic, during this coronavirus, which we have dedicated making education relevant. Let's move ahead in this particular journey. We understand during this lockdown, during this pandemic, thought processes are effective. You're getting stressed. You've got anxiety. Some of the children are getting into depression. We got to bring everybody out of it. Think positive, talk positive, walk positive, dream positive, live positive. You got to be positive all the time, and that's what we want to talk about. Business is also affected. When I go through travel agents, tour operator, tourist transporter, lot of other people, airlines, hotels, restaurants, retail malls, they all are having a difficult time. But well, God is kind, we will overcome this together. Physical and mental health is also deeply affected. And the main part of the universe is education. When we talk about, as per the latest statistics of the UNESCO, 1.86 billion children are at present away from schools, colleges, universities, and institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, India believes in Vasudev Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. All of us, we got to be together in the difficult times. Heartiest congratulations to India's Prime Minister, Education Minister, and all the stakeholders. Those are with the new education policy which has come into India. The policy has come. Once it gets implemented, this policy is going to bring such a change in the whole society, whole universe. Can you think of it? There are no separate departments like arts, commerce, science. No. Anybody can study any subject. Music, gamification, fashion designing, media entertainment, radio, television, theater, music, films, anything you can study, you can take any subject. At the same time, right from the sixth class onward, children will take coding. Coding is going to be the part of education, vocational skills, competencies. That is also coming through for all of us. At this point of time, 150 countries, when we got the inputs, our chamber from all the member countries, those are part of our chamber. When we got the global inputs, the next crisis world over is going to be the water crisis, ladies and gentlemen. Water conservation is very, very important. Let's save every drop of water. Everybody has a right to get pure water, drinkable water, consumable water, and everybody should have a good health and they should look after their wellness. Women empowerment is very, very important. Every girl child has to be sent to school, college, university, institution. Every girl has to be given proper education. That is very important. Our sector skill councils, there are 38 sector skill councils in India. And ladies and gentlemen, when I talk about these 38 sector skill councils, they are trying to build the competencies of every child. You should be happy to know that today is 21st, and from 26th of this month, just after 5 days, we are going to start 1 month journey purely on the media entertainment industry, your Bollywood, your Tollywood, and your Hollywood, whatsoever you want to talk about. Entire media entertainment industry is coming on our chamber. Every Saturday we go on Swami Vivekananda's, what exactly he conveyed for the education and the youth. Your health is very important. Yoga, meditation, naturopathy, positive thinking, nutrition, organic, all has to be taken care of. Sunday morning we take you to United States, where from Professor Satinder Dhiman from the Woodbury University is all of us. And every Sunday evening at 3 o'clock, we take you to northeast part of India with ASEAN. All the 10 countries, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, and the northeast part of India. How do we empower education, skills, tourism, research, innovation, wellness, micro, small, and the medium enterprise, the entire Northeast India together to be taken every Sunday with us at 3 p.m. And thereafter at 5 p.m., every Sunday we talk about micro, small, and the medium enterprise, business for every child. Ladies and gentlemen, during this pandemic, you got to understand we have to get back to the basics. Your basic food, your basic health, and your basic education all have to be taken care of. And this is the quote from our chamber. Whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And that's what Rohan is going to share with all of us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and give a very warm welcome to Mr. Rohan this evening. What a pleasure to have this young boy from Manipur, from the northeast part of India. Proud of him and proud of all the youth world over, those are watching this particular program in different time zones. Ladies and gentlemen, Rohan Philem, what is his motto? He is spreading the awareness on humanity and environment protection, cleaning the environment, greening the environment, keeping the environment safe. And we all should utilize less of resources. And that's why he had gone on the bicycle. The first ever ride from Delhi to Imphal, which he took, and the theme was pollution free India. What a noble cause. We are proud of this young boy and we are proud of this youth who took this particular strategy and journey. Upcoming right from Delhi to Tokyo. He's planning to go to Japan for the rights of disabled person. Rather, I will call them specially abled children or specially abled person. They are also abled in their own way. Always remember, they are also God children and they come to this universe with lots of creativity on the theme of dignity and respect, a campaign by Paralympic Committee of India, currently on the hold due to COVID-19 due to the pandemic. But well, the moment we get over this, he'll be able to. He is felicitated by the Chief Minister of Manipur, interacted with more than 2 lakh students, the youth from about 200 schools and universities across the country. What a privilege, what a proud moment. Let me drop the curtains like it happens in the media entertainment industry. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, we are all privileged. We all are very happy to have Mr. Rohan Singh with us, and he comes from beautiful state of Manipur, and he's going to share his vision with us, and he's going to share his thought process. Now, first of all, Rohan, heartiest welcome and congratulations for doing such a wonderful task all the way from Delhi to Imphal. How did you get the inspiration for that? Let's talk about that first. How did you get the inspiration? Your mic is mute. Your mic is mute. Your mic is mute, child. Yeah.
Audible now? Okay.
Yes. Please go ahead.
So, from my childhood, I had this passion of doing something very special for the sake of humanity, and there are so many people coming up with their visions and with their hobbies and with their passions that they have. So I was all of a sudden in this year 2017 in the month of November. I was in Delhi, and you know how is Diwali like in Delhi, in the capital of India. And because of all this Diwali celebration, there was this huge fog covering all over Delhi, and then the air condition was like pretty much bad. And the next day after the Diwali, even the offices, Delhi government had an announcement that tomorrow would be a holiday for whole of the Delhi because the air condition is too bad that it will be very injurious for you if you come out from your houses. So something struck in my mind on that let me just turn my passion of cycling to a purpose with a theme so that at least I can influence the people. So I flew back again to Manipur. I came back with my cycle in my flight till all the way till Delhi again. I brought my cycle and I just thought of like traveling all the way from Delhi to Imphal all of a sudden. And then this theme came out with, come on, chalo, let's have this theme of at least related something with pollution. Then I named this ride as Pollution Free India. And also to motivate the youth, I came up with this theme of a journey taken with an extra mile. You have to do something with an extra mile if you want to achieve something else. So I started on the January 6, 2018, all the way from India Gate. This was flagged off by one of our very renowned lady from Manipur called Daina Mayangangbam, and she did my flag off. And the interesting part is, when you are about to start a journey, this is a very important point. When you are about to start a journey, when you are about to start your patient, when you are about to start life-changing move of your life, I can guarantee there will be zero people to support you. There will be so many people to discourage you. Many of I call hundreds of my friends. I told them, hey, buddy, I have a plan of traveling all the way from Delhi to Imphal. What do you say? Oh, man, you're doing a suicide mission. What do you think you are doing? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're doing a suicide mission, bro. And then that was all the, comments that are given by my friends. And then out of my heart, this small voice came out from my heart that, Rohan, you need to do this. And I know that in my heart that you'll be able to do this. So that's how I started all the way from Delhi. And there was just not even 10 people to do my flag off. Not even 10 people to do my flag off in Delhi, India again. And that's how I started my journey day by day. And then the national news and the local news channels and print and electronic media, they started to cover me slowly by slowly. I didn't even had the knowledge of doing a blog in YouTube, so I just formally did this Facebook live every day, that hello people, I'm in this place, I'm in that place, I'm interacting with the students, and I keep on doing my Facebook live. So luckily, by the grace of God, the news channels keep on covering me, like NDTV, Ajtak, and Times of India, and many news channels started to cover me up. And then my Facebook live also went on viral every day in Northeast of India. So that's how people came to recognize me. And in the starting, there was not even 10 people to do my flag off, and to my surprise, I got one of the most warmest welcome in my life. I was welcomed by more than 20,000 people in my hometown,
Wow.
and
Wow.
and
Great.
I was given felicitation by many cabinet ministers, by my local MLA, and then I received one of the best moment in my life where I was welcomed by like more than 20,000 people. And I still have those videos where I was welcomed like with all these 20,000 people, and that was something unimaginable. So my point here is, like, as I've told you, like when you're about to start your patient, when you're about to do something that your heart tells you to do, there'll be very less people, not even maybe one person to encourage you. But you always know that in your heart that if you are born to do this, you will always get this insight and wisdom and this witness in your heart that you will be able to do this, you are capable of doing it. And that's how the journey.
Very good. What was the day of January when you started from India Gate?
That was on January 8th. Yeah, January 8th I started.
Oh, it must be pretty cold that day, 8th January 2017. Okay.
It was 2018.
2018. Okay, 2018. And approximately how many kilometers you traveled every day? Approximately?
In that time, I didn't have this knowledge of carrying much luggage in my cycle also. So I just had some pair of clothes. So that was pretty light for me to travel many distances every day. So per day, the average kilometer was from 80 to 90 kilometers, which I travel every day.
Okay.
But then sometimes it's very crazy to hear, but sometimes I travel 200 in that journey itself, 200 kilometers.
200
I
kilometers
Yeah,
also.
I
Oh,
I still remember I was traveling from a city in UP. I traveled all the way till Lucknow. So I just saw this signboard that Lucknow is all the way another 180 kilometers. So I started somewhere and around 8 o'clock in the morning. So it was the winter itself. So it was very easy for us to travel because there was no heat, there was nothing at all. So it was all in highways also. And then these highways had some separate small road where you can travel these two-wheelers and cycles and all. So it's big risk for us to travel in the main highway, but still I had the opportunity of traveling in the small highway that we have in the side of the highway. So I was traveling in full speed, and I traveled like 80 to 90 kilometers. Sometimes it was 200 kilometers. And the interesting part was I started to interact every day to schools, colleges to colleges, even universities to universities. I started to speak on the theme of humanity, the need to save environment, and that's the two themes that I go and promote to schools. And so it was a pretty much exciting journey.
okay. Save the environment and that kind of, I mean, say these particular orientation to the children you gave afterwards or during the travel only? Afterwards or during the travel?
This was during the travel. So my
Oh,
daily routine goes like this. I wake up somewhere in 4:35. I
okay.
get ready for the hotel, or maybe might be the police station or army camps or any of the guest house that I rest. So I get ready somewhere around by 5. Then I started traveling for some distances from 5 to somewhere 8 or 9. So 8 and 9 is the time where I get an opportunity to interact in schools, because that's the assembly time. So
Wow.
I used to reach the schools by 7 or 7:30. I used to take prior permission from the principal that I am a traveler, I'm a cyclist, I'm here for the awareness program. So then I keep on interacting, students time to time. Even in evening sessions also, I interact students. So that's the reason why the number is up to like 2 lakhs by now. So I've
Wow.
almost with more than 200 institutions already. Yeah.
Wow. God bless you. God bless you. Okay. You're the brand ambassador for tourism also. I will share with you in a little while on that. How did you find the different foods, cuisine, everything and route while traveling, tasting? Because coming from Manipur, from Delhi, starting your journey, what is your experience on that?
If I have to say about food, like I am a, I love to consume every kind of food available anywhere else. Yeah, I'm not that person who always stick with local cuisine. I'm not that person. But of course, I love my local cuisine. I have this taste of Chinese foods and Asian foods,
Okay.
and wherever I go, I used to always order this fried rice and chow chows and macaronis, and like that's are my main targets. But if I don't have an option, then always I rely with the local foods. And I found it a bit difficult to adapt myself with the food habitats of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Jharkhand, especially these three states.
Okay.
Uh, there were no much hot chilies. I love chilies,
Okay.
so not much hot chilies, and the curries were also not that adaptable with me. So I had some problem. I even fainted so many times in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Jharkhand. Yes, I
Oh,
fainted. So I fainted and I was in hospital for like 2 days. Even in my hotels, the owner of the hotel knows my health condition. So they were also taking care of me. I was many a times taken to clinics, and this was in the month of November again. Because, sir, actually, I would tell you my proper channel of my travel life. In the month of January, I had traveled all the way from Delhi to Imphal. That was for 1 month.
first, first of all, first of all, let's complete that journey. I will
Yeah.
go step by step
All
because
right.
I'm very curious to understand because you are an inspiration, you are icon for Indians, for youth, world over the people those are watching you. I want certain inspirations coming from you today. Those are watching you in the morning or afternoon or evening. Ladies and gentlemen, this program is coming live on the YouTube world over. You can come on Dr. Gulshan Sharma's page of the ICSI and you can see, I have listed over here also, you can see it on the backdrop. Now, first evening, once you started from Delhi, wherever you reached in the evening, on the first day, what was your thought process on the first day? That look, I have decided to
Yeah.
travel from Delhi to Imphal. All the way, I am going to take such a long journey. So, what was the thought process first day?
I never forgot that evening, the first night, the first evening where I was in Greater Noida. I started from India again. I was in a hotel in Greater Noida, and that evening, like I had a plan of reaching this small town of Bulandshahr, but
Bulandshahr.
I didn't reach Bulandshahr because of the lack of my time calculation. So I had to come. I already had traveled to many of the urban areas, but then I had to come back till Greater Noida again because I was not able to get any hotels in that area. So I again came back to Greater Noida, traveling back. So it was like, I mean, my thoughts were on that day was like, oh, seriously, I have started. This is not a movie anymore. This is not a movie anymore. This
Yes,
is not the
yes,
movies that I watch. This is, I mean, real movie that I'm experiencing right now. So
okay.
I came back to the hotel. I forgot the name of the hotel, but still, I still remember the services and everything that was done by the hotel. So the owner of the hotel came in that evening itself. We met, and I was sharing my views that I'm going to travel all the way from Delhi to Imphal, and this is my first evening. So and I'm a bit nervous, so I'll just see how I can cope up. And then this gentleman was a very good person, so he just refunded everything. Like he didn't take any single penny of money from me on that evening, and he even saw the updates in news also. So he was like feeling so happy and honored that I was in his hotel in that day. So that the first evening that I had.
Great, great. Although he doesn't remember the name of the hotel, but if you are watching, or if anybody known to that hotel is watching, because you can recognize Rohan very well, our compliments to that GM or to the owner or to the head of the hotel. Wonderful. Let's do these kind of a gesture for the youth. Okay, now from one day, first night, to let's take to 1 week. After 1 week, how did you feel?
Um, so I took 11 days to cross UP. It took me 11 days to cross the whole of UP. So from Greater Noida all the way till the border of Bihar, Kishanganj,
Okay,
Kishanganj,
okay.
Kishan. It took me 11 days for me to complete the whole length of UP.
You,
So traveling UP was an exciting journey. I mean, I saw like if you calculate the whole population of UP into another different country, that becomes another very big population.
UP
So
itself is a country. Yes.
so I had experienced so many people. I still remember my stay in Ita, my stay in Bulandshahr, my stay in Fajiabad. These are very lovely places I experienced, and that was winter, and I had experienced so many beautiful views and the schools that I have interacted, and like from day wise, it became very exciting. Very, because that was like the first of the first journey that I've taken in my life, and that was completely exciting. I mean, I'm experiencing the real movie which I have watched. I'm experiencing the real movie
You are the
from
hero of the you are the hero of the movie.
so I started this first week, and that it was very exciting. I started to interact with students. They were quite excited, and on the seventh day, I think I have crossed more than 700 kilometers. Yeah, by the seventh day, by the 1 week, I already reached Lucknow. I already reached Lucknow. On the
Wow.
seventh day, Lucknow is another 700 kilometers from Delhi, so it took me 7 days for me to reach to Lucknow.
Okay.
So a very exciting journey, and yeah, 1 week had passed.
Okay. So I would say let's take it that as you were traveling and you were experiencing every day the thought process also. Were you listening any kind of a music en route?
Music, yes, I'm a music holic. I mean, I am a music lover. And to your surprise, sir, I also am a gospel singer. I'm also
Okay.
a gospel
I will
man.
note down. I will note down. We will have a song from you afterwards at the end. Okay, great, great. Now,
Okay.
what gave you the nice push? What gave you the positive push? What was basically encouraging you? Come on, Rohan, you can do. Rohan, let's move ahead. Rohan, let's do it. What was that which was inspiring you?
Um, I'm coming a bit personal with this.
Oh,
My mom got divorced when I was in class two.
sorry to
My
hear.
dad
Yeah.
passed away class 12, and I was brought up as an orphan background when I was in the standard of 2 by my grandparents. And since the day when my mother got divorced, my father also became a drunkard and a drug addict. So was never a happy family for me to live. So I had experienced many hits and turmoils and many fights and in front of my eyes, and many heartbreaking stories that I have to tell you. So I had a promise in my heart that someday at least my my father had ruined the name of the family by taking drugs and alcohols, and my mom got divorced when I was in class 2 itself. So the legacy and the name of our family has never been brought up by anyone else in the family. So it was always my promise that I will make my family proud one day, and I'll make my grandparents proud one day, because they have been taking keen care of me from the very childhood. So I took this promise in myself, and I thought in 2018 January, when I started this journey, that this was the moment that I am waiting for, that I was waiting for, to make myself prove that I have to make my family proud, and at least I have to make my grandfather smile. Because when I way back look to 2000 somewhere 14 or 13, one day my grandfather mockingly and jokingly he told me that, see, your papa is a drunkard, mama is a divorcee, you are just a child. At least I'm expecting something from you. from one is you must do something. And I can't take this anymore. And on that day, when 20,000 people hosted me in my hometown, my grandfather was the person who was sitting next to me in the stage where I was hosted by these 20,000 people. And I smilingly, turned to him and, "Are you okay now? Are you proud of me?" That was how it ended. And that's the story.
Okay, if your grandfather and grandmother, they are watching this program, we send our salutation, regards, great regards to them, because giving so much of value and giving so much of inspiration to this child, we are really, really proud of you, child. We are really proud of you. Okay, so let's get to now. Once you were given the warm welcome, everything. So once you completed the journey, your all tiredness must have gone away, because it gives you beautiful soothing and feeling and inspiration from within, fire in the belly, and you start thinking, come on, you can do it, you can do it. Okay, so having done the first journey from Delhi to Imphal, and that you told January 2018, and approximately it took about 30 days or so for you to reach Imphal. Okay, what was next?
So the next again came with the month of March.
Okay.
I was given a very warm welcome by one of the ex-cabinet ministers in Manipur. His name is Karam Shyam. He
Okay.
was the minister of CAF, Consumer Affairs and Public Distribution Minister, and Revenue Minister. So he himself, being a minister, he himself travels by bicycle every Thursday to go to his office, being a cabinet minister.
What's his name?
His name is Karam Shyam. Karam Shyam.
Okay. Karam Shah. Okay.
So he's such a very energetic minister, and now, of course, he's an MLA, and he's a very energetic person. So he always encourages me that, Rohan, you must do something, more, because I think you are capable of doing so much of more than this. Then he again did another flag off for me from Imphal to Kolkata for another 1,700 kilometers again.
Okay. Imphal to Kolkata. Okay.
For another 1,700 kilometers again.
Great.
And that was on the theme of unity in diversity.
Okay. Unity in diversity. Okay. Great. Great. Beautiful themes you have taken. Beautiful themes. They are concerning the humanity so much. Yes. They are the need of the hour. Yes. Unity in diversity. Okay. So it was from Imphal to Kolkata.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So let's proceed further from there. And you completed in Kolkata, you completed the journey? You completed
So,
the journey. Yeah.
yeah. So this was on 17th of March.
Okay.
17th of March.
17th of March. 17th of
Yeah,
March.
17th
Yeah.
March 2000. And then I took another 17 days. So we have to count from 17th of March till the another 17 days. So I
Uh-huh.
completed somewhere in the month of April.
So you came back to Imphal from,
I came back to Imphal by flight only, flight. At that
okay,
time, I came back to Imphal by flight. Yeah.
okay, okay. So, and thereafter, as we read and as we understood now further, what is your, before I come on to other parts now, this Japan idea, what exactly is that to Tokyo?
Yeah, sir. The thing is, since 2019 August, when I came back from a journey from Kashmir to Kanyakumari.
Have you done Kashmir to Kanyakumari? Wow, that's great.
Yes.
That's great. Kashmir to Kanyakumari.
So I'll be speaking more. I'll be Kanyakumari for another 4,500 kilometers.
Wow, God bless you. God bless you. Kashmir to Kanyakumari also. Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so I'll come to the Japan thing.
No,
So
first let's enjoy Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Let's enjoy.
okay,
That was
okay.
it.
Okay, Kashmir to Kanyakumari was in 2019. It was in the month of June we started. Um so this was a joint venture with Sharda University, Greater Noida, which is
Okay.
also my university.
Okay.
And the theme was water for life, hashtag water for life. We were giving special focus on water management, water scarcity, and how to do rainwater harvesting and how we can preserve water, because the ground level of water in many cities of India like Delhi, Chennai, and Bangalore and Kolkata, it's going to run out very soon. And we had encountered this problem all the way from Jammu Kashmir. We went to Leh Ladakh, we went to Manali, we came to Chandigarh, we came to Delhi. Then from Delhi we went to Agra, and from Agra we went to Rajasthan. From Rajasthan to we passed on to many cities, and we went to Gujarat, and from Gujarat we came to this west coast of Mumbai, Goa, Thiruvananthapuram, and this west coastline, and finally we reached Kanyakumari. And this we passed on to more than 18 different cities in this line where we had passed from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. This was 12 different states, so this took me around like 2 months, I hope so, if I'm not mistaken. 2.5 months, might be 2 months. And this was a very successful journey, which was done with the collaboration of Sharda University, hashtag water for life. And this is going to be the first audio-visual project where we are doing a survey from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, even in Asia also. And I think it's released in Sharda University.
Okay.
It was released in Sharda University. Yeah,
So
and
I just wish to understand here that when you traveled from the Kashmir to Kanyakumari, because over there the temperature is altogether different, and 2.5 months when you travel, you must have come across the rainy season, and you must have come across the stormy season and hot season, and of course you started from the cold arena altogether. So, what was the experience like?
I had to say, on all the journeys that I have gone through, this was one of the most difficult journey, because starting from Kashmir, I had a flight off from Srinagar.
Ah,
This was done by the senior superintendent of police SSP of Jammu and Srinagar. And
okay.
then after that, we went up to Leh and Ladakh. So in
Ah,
Leh and Ladakh, this was a place where the altitude is very high, so we had some breathing problem, and then I couldn't do much of workout. And when I started to travel for like 15 kilometers, I had this tumors of headaches and everything, so I had faced so many problems. And then to my surprise, I saw many locals playing
ah,
footballs,
yes.
because they were already adapted to the environment and to the habitat of that place. So
Mm.
then the locals suggested me that at least I should stay there for at least a week or 2 weeks, so that your body adapts well, and then that's how you can start cycling. So we had struggled enough in Leh and Ladakh part also. Then we came to Manali, and Manali was a very enjoying one with the tourists and everything. Then the seasons were like the climatic conditions
So
and
you
weather
came
conditions
from
were
the
like
Rohtang.
pretty.
You came from the Rohtang Pass tunnel. Okay.
Yeah, Rotang Pass. Yeah,
Okay.
we came to the Rotang side, and it was quite challenging. And then it was not a surprise. I saw many other cyclists also. It was not only me. It was not a surprising one, and I saw many other cyclists also. And
Okay.
then coming back, we came to Manali, and Manali from Manali, like the weather became a bit okay, but still Manali was a cold area. Then from Manali to Chandigarh, from the extreme heat, extreme coldness, and I started to experience extreme heat in Chandigarh, and that's how it started. Then my body started to react with the weather condition. Then I became sick, so I had to take a bit slight rest in Delhi for another 7 days again. So we took rest in Delhi for at least a week. So I was resting in Delhi for at least a week, and then from Delhi we started again for Agra. And Agra and Rajasthan, we had so many good experiences. And from Gujarat, we already experienced the monsoon, so we started to experience the rainy season.
Okay.
We had some couples of good numbers of videos where we had shooting for in this rainy rides. So I was riding in the rain itself,
Okay.
and I had a team with me, a backup team like the cameraman, the DOP, and everyone who is ready to shoot everything as a documentary format from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So they were my backup team. So this was sponsored by Shada University. So this thing was a very, useful project. So in future also, if there is any viewers who is viewing right now, I'm ready to, do any kind of ride for long distance. You sponsor me and then we can link up and cooperate and coordinate, and we can do so many good rides and awareness program for long distances, not only in the country itself, but, I'm ready. Rohan Philem is always ready, to cycle for long distance, whatever the distance is, I'm always ready. But the only thing is we can coordinate and plan it out so that it becomes a very powerful campaign.
Okay. Okay. Now, just tell us something about that Japan project.
Yeah. So Japan project, so coming back from this Kashmir to Kanyakumari, I one day encountered a video of a person called Dung Dung. He is a completely homeless person, an intellectually disabled person, a deaf and a dumb person. So I had pity for him when I saw a picture of him that he was given leftover foods. So I came back to Manipur and then I started a search of this person. Suddenly, all of a sudden, I found him one day. Then I took him to hospital and then I started to treat him. And then we started to find out that he is an intellectually disabled person. Then that's how I started to search out in Manipur where an intellectually disabled person, a differently abled person can stay. And to my surprise, I didn't even find a single place in Manipur, not even a single place in Northeast where this intellectually disabled person can stay and can be given proper treatment, which I have to say in a proper term called mental asylum. We don't have any kind of mental asylum in Northeast, to my knowledge. So there are around 10,000 people who need this mental asylum in Manipur. Of course, we have good numbers of doctors who can treat you mentally. There are so many psychiatric doctors and who can treat you with mental health. But as we come with this term of intellectually disabled person, you need to be properly treated properly with a mental asylum. You need to be given proper treatment. And I came to find out that it's very high time in Manipur, not only in Manipur, but in all of Northeast to, soon build a mental asylum or a intellectually disabled hospital. So then I started to link up with the Paralympic Committee of India. Then I have given them a proposal, and then I started to write. I was on the preparation of riding all the way till Japan to the Paralympic Games of Japan, so that I can submit a memorandum to the Paralympic Committee of India as well as to the whole world, so that our voice, the voice of the intellectually disabled people, the voice of the voiceless people, needs to be heard in all international level, in all the people of the world, so that at least an intellectually disabled people can start treatment in Manipur. And the story goes like this. I already started a journey from Delhi. I ended halfway in Kolkata because of COVID-19. I flew back to Manipur. I started to feed these people, homeless intellectual people in Manipur, like more than 20 of them. I started to feed them personally by my own money. And then this became so viral in whole state that this became the talk of the town. Now I'm feeding more than 100 people in Imphal city itself, everything.
God bless you. God bless you. Are you in touch with Dr. Palin and Dr. Dabali from Manipur? Because Palin is doing a great job. I interviewed him a few days back, and Dr. Palin, because a lot of walk-in patients are there every day from Myanmar. They come via More, they come to Morang and other places and all. And then there's another gentleman, Asni Kumar.
Yes.
Kumar from the Loktak Lake,
Yes.
So I mean to say, I personally feel that the vice president of the BJP over there. So I was just trying to understand that Dr. Palin, Dr. Dabali, and Asni Kumarji, all these people together, I think a lot of work can be done. And I would also put across the word to them, and I will tell to them, and then we will take your vision forward, what exactly can be done over there, because Manipur is a gateway, as far as when we are talking about the entire ASEAN, a lot is to be done as far as infrastructure development and health sector when you're talking about, and when you mentioned about these children. So the Japan part, you were telling something. Let me just come back on that again. So what exactly you would like to convey on that?
For the Japan thing, my vision and my focus was to create awareness to the people about this mental health,
Okay.
voice for the voiceless. Because when we come with this term of intellectually disabled person and with this term of differently able people, we have people who are blind, we have people who are deaf and dumb, we have all forums for blind people, forums for the deaf and dumb people, forums for people who don't have, who have single legs and single hands, and they are trained with all these handicrafts and everything. But there is not even a single organization for the intellectually disabled people who has this mental problem. Because, I mean, they're, see, for the blind people, they have their own spokesperson. For the blind people, they have their own secretary. They have their own president. Who will be the secretary for these people who has this mental problem? Who will be the president for these people? They don't have the voice. So I started to pinpoint out with this special logo called Voice for the Voiceless People, because they can't express and they are not able to demand anything for their own rights also. So I started to fight for these voiceless people. Yeah.
God bless you. God bless you. It's a very noble cause. Now, few things I want to take from you. Dr. Jitendra Singh ji is the Honorable Minister for the entire Northeast part of India, the entire Northeast region. And whatsoever development has come in the last 6 years, he has
Yeah.
played a very pivotal, very important role for all of us. And people over there, what would you like to convey to Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, who is the Minister for the entire Northeast region, as a youth and as an icon for the youth? And new education policy also for India has come now. The Honorable Prime Minister has given the green signal on 29th of July 2020. And as a young man, what would you like to convey to Dr. Jitendra Singh ji? And I'm very happy that you started from Kanyakumari and you started from Kashmir, went to Kanyakumari. So he's the person who has done a lot of work in Jammu and Kashmir when you talk about, and particularly in that particular region. So Northeast, he's doing commendable work, and a lot of projects he has brought now, the new innovative projects over there. What would you like to convey to Dr. Jitendra Singh ji from this particular message from here?
When I started to interact the youths of Northeast, and when I started to know and have a survey on the lifestyle of the youths of Northeast, even if I look in my hometown of Manipur itself, now there are numbers and numbers of youths who always ping me up every day in my phone, who always gives me a message that, Rohan, I am capable of doing this. What is there for me to at least work out and put my inputs so that at least it can be helped in the growth of our society? We are not just focused on salaries. We are not just focused on government jobs, but at least if the government starts to make up schemes and projects and many things related with youth empowerment, which means like in my own Cycling for Humanity team, where I go and every day give homeless people foods, I have around number of 30 cyclists with me who always cycles and distribute foods to the homeless people. See, these cyclists, if you are given interest in a particular scheme so that their patient can be turned out with a purpose like what we are doing right now, then this becomes another input for the government, for the society, and it also gives, good things to themselves also. So I should say the potential and the inputs and things that whatever these youths have learned, our honorable minister should start out projects and schemes where also sir and the ICSI is also now, really working out on putting out these projects and trending these youths of present scenario of the society to the different channels where they can be properly trained in the different levels where they are capable of. So I have some good numbers of let's say some days back, some 50 around unemployed youths contacted me that at least they want to do something for the society. But at least when I cannot look them up, government at least can try up something, a scheme or a project where they can be properly trained with what they have learned and what they have, studied in different parts of the state.
Maybe Rohan, they may not be aware of the projects and the schemes which are
Yeah.
already existing or which has been rolled by the government.
All
Uh,
right.
because there are projects already existing and government just takes a lot of initiative right from
Okay.
the Prime Minister's office, right from Dr. Jitendra Singh's office,
Acha.
and right from all others. Maybe sometime the youth are ignorant, they are not aware of what the. So I think more awareness is needed at this point.
More awareness. Yes,
More
yes, yes.
awareness is required. And maybe the point what you're mentioning over here, we can put across to Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India also, that the children,
Yes.
those are interested, maybe we can further trickle down that information which has to seep in from the state government further, which has to go to all the students. We can work on that. Okay, now coming on to your cycling and coming on to your this project, let's take it. Mr. Kiran Rijiju, he is from the northeast part of India, from a beautiful state, Arunachal Pradesh, and he's a wonderful, positive, warm, and his slogan with the Prime Minister is Fit India, Hit India, Fit India, and everything taking care of your health and all. What would you like to convey to the honorable youth? Because he is a youth and sports together. So your youth also
Yeah, 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 yeah.
interested about cycling. I take it as a sports because this is as like a sports. So what message would you like to convey to Mr. Kiran Rijiju, the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports?
I would just make a small request today. And if I have an opportunity to meet him, right, I have tons of lines of, things that I can tell him. But for now, I believe that this will surely reach him. So I'm also again planning for another this Japan trip, which I'll be relaunching and doing this recampaign from the month of January 2021, because already Japan had given an announcement that the Olympic Games is going to start in 2021 July, and the Paralympic falls on the month of August. So I will be very happy if Honorable Minister comes and do the flag off from Delhi itself for my flag off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is it. Okay.
I have this request.
We will take a request from our chamber to him. We would certainly put a request to him. And we would make a humble request to him. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's come to the new education policy. India has got the new education policy, the Honorable Prime Minister of India and the Education Minister of India. And the new education policy has got a lot of new things for the youth, for the skills, for the competencies, and for the vocationals. And at the same time, competencies when you talk about going to the corporate houses and picking up the skills the best possible way. What would you like to convey to the Education Minister of India, Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank?
To be honest, like I don't have much knowledge in these areas, but recently I went and met our honorable ex-education minister of Manipur, Th. Radheshyam. When he was the minister of education, I went and met him. I also started to give him the proposal of some of the, we have this no bag stay in Manipur, no bag stay. So sometimes I think it is high time for India also to accept this thing, like the trainings that are given in Japan, in China, where students are trained in a proper passion. If the student is interested in swimming, is given some proper education, some inputs to learn some language and learn some maths, but the proper focus are given with swimmings, and he has been trained with swimming, and I think this is a golden opportunity in Manipur, also in India, also where this no bags they have started in some parts of the states of India, where no bags of they have started in India and Manipur also. So I requested the Honorable Education Minister of Manipur that this Saturday, which is also a no bags day, I think it's high time for the government also to link up with many chambers, to link up with many as much as organization, so that they can organize as much as, you know, intellectual programs, programs with skill development, and we start to give awareness program. And awareness is the key word where we can change everything. I mean, the lack of awareness is all the root cause why we are not getting employments also. As sir has mentioned, the government of India is already giving the schemes already, and we are not aware of those things, so we are not getting the opportunities. So I think it's high time for the government to link up with as much as chambers, as much as organizations, so that proper awareness has been given to students, where apart from all this bookish knowledge has been shared with all the students, that you can become this, you can do this, you can go throughout this, through this chamber, to this organization. And it's high time for us to do all these things also. So I would request that more awareness program must be given to the students. Yeah.
Right, Rohan, the new education policy which is coming through now, it has got all these challenges being taken care of. The thing is, the moment it gets implemented, the new education policy has got a provision of all these aspects being taken into consideration. Now, let me come on one very interesting point. Like, let's take your cycle, your bicycle, your hobby, your passion, and that you traveling. Now, let me talk about tourism. Let me talk about tourism. When we talk about tourism, now there is Northeast has got a tremendous potential.
Yeah.
You have got organic farming also, you have got bamboo also, you have got culture, art, craft, cuisine, dances, music, or whatever we can think of. In tourism, let's take it nature tourism, ecotourism, green tourism, flora and fauna tourism. In that, there could be a sports, in that, there could be a bicycle tourism also. That see northeast by bicycle. So, the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, if let's take it, our chamber has to put across a point from your side. What would you like to do? Like you made a mention in between somewhere that when you were traveling to Leh Ladakh, you saw many others traveling over there, many other people going over there. Would you like that certain pockets and certain areas in different states of Northeast, they should have a stock of the bicycles which tourists can take, and they can go around for 40-50 kilometers, and they can come back and they can stay and they can see the countryside by bicycle? What would you like to promote?
I already had this slight, knowledge and a plan for what Star is explaining to me right now. Actually, I'm from this beautiful town of Moirang, where Loktak Lake is there. I'm from this town itself.
Moirang is so important. When I went with Asni Kumarji and Loktak Lake, floating world over, the people, those are watching this particular program, the only lake in the world which has got floating islands. It's a beautiful, there was a sound and light show being organized. We enjoyed, we saw it over there. And Moirang, ladies and gentlemen, Subhash Chandra Bose ji, there is a museum which I had gone over there. And I saw that particular museum and I place of Subhash Chandra Bose ji at the Moirang. I still recollect. So can we start something, and you becoming an inspiration? There should be bicycle tourism in India.
Yes, I think this is a pretty reliable thing that we can start in India, and even in Manipur, and even in Northeast, there are so many places. It's not in just in Leh and Ladakh, but when I travel all the way from Sikkim to Manipur, there are so many places in Northeast itself where you can arrange this short term of 40 to 50 kilometers range by bicycle. The tourists can, instead of traveling by cars and instead of traveling by trains and instead of traveling by other means of transport, I am a traveler by bicycle, so I know the test of cycling, looking around, experiencing the real test of how the place looks like. So if you I think this is a pretty good idea that we can start with some 100 cycles in Imphal area, another 50 cycles in Loktak Lake. Then we can start this tourism hub top. Like when we receive any kind of guest, the guest can travel by bicycle and explore the places. There can be, we can also put out these employment sectors in many of the unemployed youths by making them the tourist guides also. This needs some language skills only, that's it. They can learn some English language and they can learn some Hindi language. They can become a tourist guide itself. They can guide in their own places also. In Manipur, we have huge amount of tourist spots also where we can explore this by bicycles too. So I think, sir, this is a very good idea. If there is any possibility to approach to Ministry of Tourism, then we can do something on this.
For the entire Northeast, we can do, and I can request Dr. Jitendra Singh ji also to put across a word who is very dynamic and who is very innovative. Okay. And finally, before we get on to your music notes, what one message you would like to request to Honorable Prime Minister of India? Because he is so dynamic. He has not taken a rest even for one day from the time he has assumed the office, and he's working tirelessly, and he is an inspiration, he's an icon. And imagine at this stage, with so much of it, not even a single day holiday, not even single day rest. So what would you like to tell Honorable Prime Minister as a youth, as a sports person? One thing, what would you like to request the Honorable Prime Minister of India? Because from this chamber, let's take this idea. What would you like to request him?
All right. I have seen pictures of other presidents and prime minister presenting bicycles to our honorable prime ministers. And as a cyclist, I was so loving to see those pictures. So my request as a community from the cycling team, as a youth would be, we had this meeting many a times with the cycling community of India and in different parts of India also. If there is any, if Prime Minister is really focusing on these environment issues and in this global warming and these heats and turmoils of different parts of India, I would say that this is high time for our honorable Prime Minister to start up this cycle lane in whole cities and different parts of towns of India. Cycle lane. We should start providing cycle lane, and we should pass on this law or any act of, if a person has to travel this much distance, then he should start using bicycle. He or she should start using bicycle as the same law which has been passed in the European countries, so that we can start controlling, the weather and climatic condition. We at least can give some efforts to the weather and climate condition of our country also. And with the huge population of 1.2 billion people, I think there will be a very drastic change. There will be a complete change if Honorable Prime Minister is saying, focus on this, law or act where a person should start using bicycle. Then he should always start using bicycle in this number of days. He should start using these bicycles to protect the environment. And I think that's how we can bring into equilibrium. Yes.
I've got 5 things with that connected. Number 1, first of all, people will be maintaining good health. If they ride bicycle, they'll be maintaining good health. They'll have least of problems. Number 2, bicycle industry will get revived once again, which otherwise we all are getting into petrol, diesel, couple of other consumptions and all. Number 3, you have projected that there should be a separate lanes. Like if you see a city beautiful Chandigarh has got separate lanes for
yes.
So that would be something very good. Number 4, the youth, they will get strategically channelized, and the youth tourism that we talk about, we can have a bicycle tourism being promoted in different parts of India, and that can be done wonderful. And the last part is, we can make a humble request, like Swachh Bharat, he started the campaign, like the toilets to be built up in the country. I mean, so just imagine how much it happened. Akshay Kumar made a special film on that, toileting Prem Katha. There was a special movie which was created. So I think we should make a humble request, if the whole country, if you see Holland, in the Netherlands, I'm talking about the city Holland, in the evening, everybody is on bicycle, and they've just got a light in the front. You can just see that light, everybody is on the bicycles. I think if we want to send a message to the whole country, the Honorable Prime Minister should ride a bicycle from India Gate towards Rashtrapati Bhavan with Philem Rohan Singh and some cyclists, and we should promote bicycle tourism from there youth tourism from there, sports tourism from there, fitness tourism from there, whatever we can think and we can talk about. I think that request, if we make it, he would be kind enough to take on, and just even if we take on 1 kilometer with us on the bicycle, that will give a new message to the whole society, to the whole universe, and entire India would be all together once again. We will become eco-friendly, less garbage, less pollution, less problem, and everybody would be conscious. I think it's wonderful. And finally, Philem Rohan Singh, it's a pleasure to have you on this particular channel, on this particular
Thank you,
program,
sir.
making education relevant. If you read everything over there, making
Yeah.
education relevant,
Education relevant.
global confluence of intellectual. We are
Intellectuals.
talking about empowering young minds, empowering young minds. And we are not talking about living skills. It's basically, if you see over there, it's life management skills. Life management. You got to learn how to manage life. And kaushalta, that means follow your passion. Follow your passion. You will never go. You followed your passion. That's why you never got tired. Your passion turned into reality, and you had gone all the way from Delhi to Imphal and Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So, Kanyakumari. So, finally, ladies and gentlemen, what a pleasure to have Philem Rohan Singh. Whatever you want to post, because we will take your suggestion better over here. If anybody has got any suggestion related to bicycle tourism, pollution-free tourism, youth tourism, sports tourism, nature tourism, northeast part of development of tourism, anything you wish to convey over here during this pandemic coronavirus, when on the 21st of October, 2020, from the entire world, all the fraternity which is watching this particular program, we are so happy. He's a young icon from the northeast part of India, the beautiful place of India. And I would request you, Rohan, as a parting gift now, before we conclude this particular program, let's have some musical notes of yours, because I want youth should be bubbling with the energy. It should not
Okay.
be signing off. It should be signing
Okay.
with the energy, positivity,
Okay.
and creativity and collaborative efforts of all of us together.
All right.
Come on, Rohan.
Okay, I'm just presenting a very normal song which I sing everywhere else I go. I am very fond of this song called 10,000 Reasons, because in my life, when I found another 1,000 reasons for me to dishearten and make me sad, I find another 10,000 reasons to make myself joyful and a happy person. So the title of the song goes with 10,000 Reasons. So here we go. I'm just going to present you this song. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship his holy name, sing like never before, oh my soul, I worship your holy name. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing when the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship his holy name. Sing like never before. Oh, my soul, I worship your holy name. You're rich in love and you're slow to anger. Your name is great and your heart is kind. For all your goodness, I will keep on singing. 10,000 reasons for my heart to find. Thank you.
Great, 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 great. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the young icon for entire global youth world over, wherever you are. It is Philem Rohan Singh. He's the future and he is tomorrow. Youth are the future. Youth are the tomorrow. And we got to love them. We got to listen to them. We got to have their creativity and their ideas with us. And that's the way we have to move on. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, signing off. And God bless all of us. God bless all the youth. And Rohan, soon you will hear from us. Our chamber would be more than happy to associate you directly with us and to take you to the great heights the best possible way. We are going to take it up with the donor minister, with the skill minister, with the youth and sports minister, with the tourism minister, with the education minister, and with the honorable prime minister's office. We would take all your suggestions and all your ideas, and we will try and work in the direction, and we'll let the coronavirus and let this COVID get tapered and get over. We would certainly move in that direction. God bless you. Great regards to your grandparents. Great regards to all your elders. Stay fit, stay healthy, and give the message to the universe. Everybody has a right to be happy all the time.